Well, for commencement 2018, we will have the numeral 18 configured in all 4 windows of the tower for the graduating class. And to configure a numeral in the windows, we just send crews out with this basically a Microsoft Word document with some check boxes in there that emulate to the location of a window. And so they will know by looking at that document, yeah, okay, I'm on the 17th floor, so this window should be open, this window should be closed. And we will typically send a crew of at least 2 people to do that and allow them a couple of hours to do that, because we have to configure 217 window shades to put a numeral in the tower. And that is, takes a little bit of time to do.
What we're doing is we're turning on the lights just to make sure that everything works, that the light is working. And then what we would do, if this was one of the windows that was going to be open, we would just raise the shade up, all the way up. And then we would leave the shade up for the number. We would make sure that the light stays on. We usually have these little clips, and I didn't actually bring any with us, but we have little clips that we put on there just to remind people not to turn off the light. And when we actually do the numbers, we're actually down there and we'll check it several times, because sometimes people will come up here, custodial, or somebody will come up to do some maintenance and stuff, and they'll accidentally turn off the lights. So especially during commencement, right before the commencement starts, we make sure that we do several walks around the tower.
This is a configuration we use for the number 1 that we do for national championships. And again, all 4 sides are the same. I just need to pay attention to what floor you're on and which window you're working on. Window shade up or window shade down. Over 10 years ago, the crews were still actually taking plastic and tape and covering up windows. And that was an extremely time-consuming task to do that for 217 windows. 2005 National Championship, that numeral 1 we had up was all done with plastic and tape. We would allow 5 to 6 hours for a crew of at least 3 or 4 probably to do that, yeah. There are actually 3 people that have access to turn the tower orange. My associate director, my electrical shop supervisor, and myself. A little over a year ago, we installed a new web-based lighting controller, and so I can actually turn the tower orange from my phone, which is pretty handy to do for a football victory. If I am traveling and I'm not at home or whatever, well, I know what the score of the football game is. I can turn the tower orange from wherever I'm traveling. There is a University of Texas commercial, and it's narrated by Walter Cronkite. And so he just starts going, and it's all done. There's a helicopter view that is going downtown Austin, just going down the streets. And Walter Cronkite is talking, says, "Get your bachelor's degree." Says, "Get your master's degree." He goes, and they're turning, they're getting closer to campus. Says, "Get your PhD." And then they're coming up on the tower. Says, "But most of all,
get your horns up."
And then instantly the tower, as the helicopter is flying over right there, immediately turns orange. It's just breathtaking to watch that. And so to me, that's the epitome of tower lighting that I've seen since I've been around. It's a lot of fun to be able to do that, because the tower is not just so important to the university, it's an icon for the city. And so to be able to control that is actually quite gratifying.
Really cool. I mean, this is a tradition of UT, and I don't know how many other colleges have it, but it's really a cool feeling to know that, especially you're driving downtown, and I always look, and if we do the number, I always look, and it's a great feeling to know that you're a part of it.